Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saints Podcast on this beautiful December day here. And I want to invite you in to come and check out all the Saints podcasts on our channel. We do have some more plans for these coming up in the next semester. I apologize for not having any put out sooner, but man, November, December kind of gets away with you, don't they, Autry?
Yes, they do. The holidays, family and friends,
and then everybody's doing the getting ready for finals and all that stuff. And instructors are grading. So, so a podcast today, of course, in the studio, I got Mr. Autry Coleman here in the hot seat, our corrosion instructor. And Autry, just kind of introduce yourselves, man. And then once again, just kind of give us an overview of corrosion, what you guys do, and what the class is about.
Yes, I'm Autry Coleman. I'm the lead instructor right now, and I have an assistant, Arturo Nunez. We have taken on this big project of taking corrosion, which many of our students have found to be a challenging course, and a lot of people don't understand or know anything about corrosion. So I'll give you a quick overview and try to make it as brief as possible because it's a lot of science, a lot of math, but put together it's basically the natural state in which all materials once they have been energized into a state of use for whatever purpose, whether it be pipe, whether it be a frame or steel building or concrete, reinforced concrete, these materials all have one thing in common, and then that is that they all want to go back to their original state. And so according to NACE, the National Association of Corrosion Engineers, the definition of corrosion is the deterioration of materials, especially metals, because of a chemical reaction with the environment itself. So there you have it.
So in a nutshell, that's kind of like what we're talking about here.
That's the academia side. The definition of it. Excuse me.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much what we're saying is like everything rusts, you know, and then you guys kind of find out where the rust is, how to prevent it, how to treat it, that kind of stuff. So.
Yes, we have processes and we have certain systems that we put in place that prolongs that deterioration. Based upon the environment it's in and whatever elements that we have to contend with, whether it's in the soil or where it's outdoors, just in the air.
Yeah, for sure. And I was looking at some higher ed conference because you mentioned NACE, National Association of Corrosion Engineers, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was looking. Did you know that they have a kind of a worldwide conference in Canada coming up?
Yes, we are. I'm a part of the organization. I'm a member. As being an instructor, they ask us to be a member. And we kind of support, not kind of, but we support them in many ways. They actually come on our facility to use our room because it's set up to where they can perform some of their tests, and teach some of their curriculum that they have for the corrosion field.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool because they were inviting. It was like seriously, I think they were meeting in Alberta or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. They're all over. They go to Nigeria. They go to Europe, a few countries in Europe. So it's a big organization and it's worldwide. Their standards are worldwide accepted.
So what you're saying is, if I graduate with my cathodic protection and my certifications through your class, I could go anywhere in the world and go to work.
Absolutely. In fact, the NACE organization has been accepted throughout the industry for over 70 years now, I believe. I know 50 is the anniversary mark that I remember, but I think it's been about 10 or 12 years since then. I'm behind in that area.
I tell you, man, time gets away from you. It gets away from you for sure. Yeah.
But here at the college here, what we do is we get them the basic knowledge of what a corrosion cell is. A lot of the science is behind just that particular thing, and that is what makes up corrosion. And that is a cell that is a part of the chemistry of the elements. Your electrons and your neutrons and your protons, they do some acting and reacting with one another, action and reaction with each other, as well as with the environments that they get exposed to. So in our first part of the class, we'll introduce you to it. Then in the second phase of the class, which is second semester, we have them broken down into semesters. We have first semester where we introduce, as I was saying. Second semester, we give you more in depth. We give you some of the more science where not only does the corrosion starts on the outside of the material, sometimes it's on the inside. So we do what's called internal corrosion, and this is where you investigate the inside of materials and how it begins to react with the different elements that they may be exposed to.
So they're getting like the full scope, the full spectrum of how
Yes.
of cathodic protection and how corrosion affects. Like you said, I mean, not only like pipes that run underground, but like anything that's made out of metal.
Oh yes, the accident that happened this past summer, the building collapsed. It was because of corrosion.
Yeah.
They had went back and looked at the inspection, and one of the inspectors mentioned that you have quite a bit of corrosion started back down in one of the main I-beams, which was a support beam of that whole building. And so it was just one of those things where if you don't know about it, you don't take it serious. And it's a very serious and dangerous problem.
Yeah, and you were talking about that building down in Florida, right?
Yes, that one down in Florida.
Yeah, and I had read an article, and this has been a couple of weeks ago too, about a bridge that had recently collapsed.
Yes.
And the bridge had, I guess they had some corrosion engineers had been there, like 10 years before,
Right.
and said, you guys kind of need to get this fixed. This is going to deteriorate. And then, just like a month or two ago, the bridge finally collapsed because the corrosion had just taken out a beam.
Yes, and I'm kind of impressed with our president because this one of the first things he has addressed is our infrastructure, and the engineers have reported, and I keep up with those statistics, that there's over 750,000 bridges that does not meet the standards, and that is pretty dangerous. I mean, when you go over a bridge, I mean, your life is pretty much in the hands of Mother Nature. If that bridge isn't structurally sound, I hate to think about the results. But yes, our program, I want to talk a little bit more about our program because we've had some very good industry partners that have been partnering up with us and taking some of our students, even before they graduate, and giving them jobs. And these jobs have been very, I would say, sustaining for these young men, and they're very exciting jobs. And they're very, I want to say, lucrative.
Lucrative, yeah,
very lucrative.
Yeah.
And so they're very happy with the students coming out of our program, which is making me happy. And I just wanted to mention that there was one call just 2 weeks ago, had heard that the students that have come out of this program seem to have the knowledge that they want the students coming into the job force with, so they can train them the way they need them to be trained, and then they can continue on in their career.
Yeah, and that's excellent, man. That we get,
Yes.
we get people calling us saying, "Hey, we need your people because we hear that your graduates are good graduates." So
Yes,
that's
they
always
are.
awesome.
Yeah, and that's because of our program. I think Mr. Nunez and I have put our heads together with some of our industry partners and a program designer that we have, that he's helping us put the curriculum online.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at somehow ways to give not only the students the basic knowledge, but the hands-on experience and giving them that real-life experience that they would have in the classroom. And that's been a kind of a challenge, but we seem to be successful right now. I would like to say we're successful because the students go out and they are able to perform jobs and tasks at the beginning of their career that it usually take 2 or 3 years for some of the other people that don't know anything about corrosion or just worked in the oil fields or wherever the job is. Mm-hmm. And it seems like that has been very, very good for our students, for them to come through the program, get this hands-on experience as well as the book knowledge, and go out into the field and perform.
Yeah, very, very cool. And you could kind of touch on this already, Autry, but we've been talking for about a year or so, maybe a little over a year, about moving the corrosion program into an online format. Yes. And just so everybody knows that is a work in progress. I don't know if how much if you're watching this, how much you know about education, but a lot of the times that to have these programs approved and to have make sure the curriculum is set and everything, it's a process, man.
Yes,
it is.
It's
Very
a
long
long process.
Very long, very technical process to get this
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
But it is very rewarding because some of the men and women out there in the field that are actually working right now, I have a situation where I can help not a young gentleman, but a gentleman that's been in the field for like 35, 40 years, but because he doesn't have an associate's degree, he can't get the next promotion that he's eligible for and is lined up for. And so he has asked, can we do? So he has to take a few classes. He's got the experience and he's got the time, and that's going to go. We're going to give him that time. We're going to give him the credit for that time out there and help him get that associate's degree so he can get that promotion. And I think this is one of the unique things about being online is because everyday life, some people can't afford to just stop doing what they're doing and come to school and get back in the classroom like a student. They are so we hoping that this will fill the need and the void for those that are at home and have responsibilities, they have children and family, and they still want to pursue a career. This is one of the ways we hope we can help our nation do that. There's plenty of people out there that are probably really, really good at looking at the system that we work with and using it and applying it. And it's just awesome to be able to give them that little nudge they need to get back out there and make a better living.
Yeah. Life definitely gets in the way.
It does
sometimes, and and especially for one of those things that I can sympathize with. Is going back later on and being a non-traditional student. Finishing up some stuff. Yeah, I mean, you definitely it hits different. School hits a lot different whenever you get older.
Yes, people learn different ways too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. We want to be able to allow people to learn in the methods that make sense to them and helps them to understand.
Yeah, and so, and like I said, it's great for a non-traditional student who is either looking for credentials to further themselves in their current position,
right?
Or if, like I said, just a complete change of,
right?
It's something that you don't have to, that you can kind of do on your own pace. You don't have to sacrifice a whole lot more time,
right?
You still go to work every day and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's just amazing that we're getting this together for these people.
Yes.
All right, Autry. So, what are some of your plans for the spring semester? You got anything coming up?
Yes.
This next.
In fact, I'm glad we are excited because we've just partnered with another company, Mahoney. Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. I forget. Maloney. Yes, Mr. Maloney. Out of, I can't think of the town they're out of, but right now, in fact, I'm kind of excited about it and just had a big weekend. But yes, they have asked us, they've partnered with us, and they have committed to bringing out to our field. We have one of the only in the in-house labs where we have pipe in the ground, and they're going to bring what's called a launcher, a pig launcher system, and attach it to some of the lines we have out in our field.
Yeah,
this is awesome, Eric. To me, and knowing what it means for the students to have this hands-on experience and have that tool available for them to see how it operates and actually get a chance to operate it before they even go out into the field.
Yeah,
it's just so exciting, and I'm just looking forward to it. The kids are going to be able to help in installing this as well as learning how to use it.
Yeah. So, Autry, I do have a little bit of a background in oil field natural gas, but for those people who don't, can you explain what a pig launcher is? Because people are going to say, "Oh, are they catapulting pork out there? What's going on?" So,
I'm glad you said that, Eric. I'm glad we get a chance to clear that up. Yes, a pig is what they use. It's an instrument they use to clean the pipe out with. They have certain different ones. They have foam, they have scrubbers, and then they even have electronic pigs where they go in after they send the foam pig in to put the chemicals in to clean it. Then they take the scrubber and the brush through there to scrub it all out. Yeah. Then they take another one that's called the bigger foam one, and it goes in and it just kind of squeegee the rest of it out. And then they take this electronic pig, and they call them smart pigs because that's exactly what they are. And these smart pigs have sonograms in them, and they will take pictures and images of the inside of the pipe. And They launch it through one end of the pipe, and with the pressure of air, they push it to one end, to the other end of their pipe, where you have a receiver or a retriever. So you have a launcher and a retriever, and that's where they run that through there and clean that line, and then they also look at it and see how the inside of the pipe is holding up, because the integrity of the pipe is very important. And usually it's the hidden stuff that you don't see, which is the most dangerous. And so when you can get that internal inside look at your pipe, that helps preserve the integrity and stop the corrosion when you get once you see it.
Yeah.
Because some of it you can't see on the outside, but you definitely can see it on the inside. So that's what a smart pig does, and that's what other pigs do. They clean and they swipe out the pipe so that it stays within the standards.
Yeah. So there we go. In case you were thinking of like a Charlotte's Web kind of situation or something like that. Yeah, I remember helping out with some of the brushes. Running some of the brushes through the lines and stuff. So yeah, that was it was difficult.
Yeah,
I was a kid back then too. So
yeah, it must have been very funny. I mean, I remember when I first heard it and I said, "Pig, what?"
Yes. What are you talking about?
Please, somebody explain this to me before, because I know.
Yeah. Oh, very cool, Autry. That's awesome. You guys have that stuff. So, I mean, just talking to you, we're growing the program. We're producing some amazing graduates. We have some great stuff in the pipeline. Is there anything else, Autry, you want to mention before we kind of?
I just want to brag on the industry partners we have. They are doing an exceptional job with our program. They have been invested in it for years, but now it seems like they're taking an active hand in helping us with the program in all areas, not just the instruments and equipment, but they have also started to make sure we have the right material for the curriculum as we teach. I just finished with the first part of what is called BELT. It's the Business Industry Leaders Team. It's where the industry partners take a first hand in helping with the curriculum and telling us and giving us what we need to know to better equip the students once they're in our classroom.
Very, very cool. So,
it is. It's very cool.
So just lots of great stuff going on in corrosion. And if you're watching this and you are interested on how to get involved in corrosion, there's still a little bit of time to enroll for spring semester.
Yes.
And we've got, as far as fall semester comes up, man, we will absolutely get you in
Yes.
as soon as application transcript, man, and then we'll get you enrolled come April 1st, okay? I will put admissions contact info up here in just a second. Autry, anything else, man, before we wrap it?
I would like to shout out to Norma Jean and business director, and to Amber Jones, our new dean, and Teresa Troutner. They've just been great in supporting us as we have been moving forward. So thank you, guys.
Absolutely,
Ladies.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and hopefully Amber's supposed to be in the studio this afternoon, too. So hopefully we'll kind of just get an overview of, kind of talk to her about, her plans for industrial tech coming in as a new dean. So we're excited to talk about that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so very cool. Autry, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Eric.
Admissions contact info coming up in just a sec. Get a hold of us. Corrosion, an amazing program, extremely lucrative, and just go anywhere in the world to work with it. So give us a call, and we'll get you set up.